determination by those young kids, those young future leaders. As we gather today to reflect on the state of our great city, I stand before you with gratitude for the privilege of serving as your mayor. It is with a clear vision and a steadfast commitment to our future that I share our progress and our plans for the vibrant city that is Anchorage. First, let's begin with the topic that's on everyone's mind, the recent record-breaking snowfall and its impact on our city. It is only November, and we've already received more than half the amount of snow we typically receive in an entire winter. These back-to-back storms tested the limits of our preparedness and the performance of our infrastructure and employees. I know that many of you have been frustrated as the snow has impacted your daily lives, your businesses, our schools, and the safety of our roads. I hear you loud and clear. I agree with you. Trust me, I really do hear you. I need to make clear that our city and state employees have worked tirelessly around the clock to clear our roads and sidewalks. They don't take criticism about the job they're doing lightly, especially when they're pulling double shifts and working overtime. Their dedication cannot be questioned because without their efforts, the city would literally grind to a halt. These individuals are the unsung heroes of our winter months, battling the elements to ensure our city keeps moving forward. We anticipated a challenging winter and proactively allocated an additional $1.5 million for snow plowing and snow removal in our 2024 budget. The reality, however, is that back-to-back storms of heavy, wet snow presented unprecedented challenges beyond anyone's ability to fully prevent. Our snow removal infrastructure, as robust as it is, has its limits when faced with unpredictable and extreme forces that are Alaska's winters. Let me be clear, snow removal has been and will remain fully funded and a top priority in our budget. We are coordinating closely with state DOT road crews, utilizing all available equipment, and even calling in private operators to help out. We are optimizing our routes and response times and learning from this historical experience. My team remains committed to improving our response to these extraordinary weather events in the months ahead. We have a lot of winter to go. We have also tried our best to keep citizens informed and up to date, even under rapidly changing conditions. We learned a lot from last year's snow response, and if you haven't noticed, my communications team has been working around the clock to keep you all informed with the latest information. Some improvements we made from last year to this year in our snow response was the timing in which we activated emergency procurement. Last year, it took us nearly 50 days to get emergency procurement contracts in place so we could get more resources, that usually means graders, to help with the snow hauling and the snow plowing. This year, we completed that process in less than 5 days. My administration will be conducting a roundtable to discuss the response to the storms this month, and I will be sharing those findings. 2 years in a row now, Alaska has been hit with record storms. It's evident that the weather pattern is shifting, and I'm committed to working with our street maintenance crew to make sure it has the funding and resource it needs to make sure you, the citizens of Anchorage, receive the timely snowplow response you deserve. Now on to homelessness. Running a city as diverse as Anchorage is challenging, but also quite rewarding. Mayors of this great city have struggled for decades with the unbelievably complicated and heartbreaking challenge of caring for our city's most vulnerable, our unhoused neighbors. I'm proud of the work my administration has done in tackling the complex challenge of homelessness with both compassion and innovation. Of note, I want to express appreciation to the Anchorage Chamber for providing community care kits to those in need. These kits are more than just supplies. They send a message of hope to our homeless neighbors. Our initiative to transform the solid waste service admin building to a cold weather shelter has protected numerous Anchorage residents from our unforgiving last winters, and we appreciate the Anchorage Assembly for supporting our recommendation to expand the number of available beds. Even one person's death is too many, and we are using every available resource to save lives. Our housing and homeless coordinator, Alexis Johnson, has earned accolades for her advocacy for this critical population, and we appreciate her work with our various nonprofit partners to find new and creative solutions, including opening the old Golden Lion Hotel for housing or connecting homeless individuals with the services they need. In a heartfelt effort to reunite displaced persons with families living in areas outside of Anchorage, we are pleased to report many joyful reunions bringing families together and offering new beginnings after homelessness. The Anchorage Health Department Shelter Reservation Hotline is not just a new service, it is the most accurate method we've had in years for keeping track of and aiding our unsheltered residents, and by the way, it's free. This innovative approach is a critical step in our journey towards solving this complex issue. Furthermore, we've taken legal steps to clarify our local government's authority to clear public parks and trails, ensuring safety and sanitation for our citizens. This past September, at my direction, the municipality of Anchorage joined 15 other cities and signed the International Municipal Lawyers Association's amicus brief supporting a petition asking the United States Supreme Court to grant review in the case of City of Grants Pass versus Johnson. This amicus brief urges the court to clarify that state and local governments can and should be able to make reasonable action to address their local homelessness crisis. The municipality has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to address our homeless population here in Anchorage. While it may have been well-intended, the case Martin versus Boise has tied our hands from using even the most compassionate and reasonable approaches to keep our streets, our public parks, and our recreational trails safe. It makes sense that a city shouldn't unjustly criminalize homeless individuals. However, the Ninth Circuit Court has gone beyond what is reasonable to protect our homeless population and has created a situation where our municipality is severely limited in its ability to protect all members of our local community from challenges with our homeless crisis. Now on to housing. A big part of taking Anchorage into the future involves housing. The foundation of any community is its homes. And in Anchorage, we are building that foundation stronger than ever. I signed an amended methane gas agreement between Eklutna Corporation, Incorporated, and the municipality of Anchorage. This is a significant achievement that will bring an increase of approximately 1,100 homes to market in Eagle River, bolstering our community and driving economic growth. We are actively working on municipal code changes to grant builders and property owners more building flexibility, fostering innovation in design and in construction. In our pursuit of justice and equity in housing, I joined Senator Dan Sullivan, members of the Anchorage Assembly, leaders in the building community, and leaders from rural Alaska communities in a discussion with U.S. HUD Secretary Marcia Fudge. We advocated for a funding formula that reflects Anchorage's unique needs and challenges. On the issue of public safety, I'm proud to say that we've made great strides. Public safety is my #1 priority, and the safety of our citizens cannot be overstated. My administration has scrubbed our laws to be sure that the failed SB 91, otherwise known as catch and release, was finally taken off the books in Anchorage. Excuse me. I am proud to announce I introduced and the Assembly passed a measure to make it clear that if you fail to appear in court, there will be serious consequences. Failing to appear in court can result in a citation or a Class B misdemeanor, putting more tools in the toolbox for city prosecutors in tough cases. This is good for our city, and it's good for the victims of crime. The Anchorage Police Department has received federal grants allowing for a substantial patrol car fleet upgrade. The dedication and sacrifice of our men and women in blue to uphold the law and protect our citizens has not gone unnoticed. I've long advocated for and supported our Anchorage Police Department, and I'm proud to say that I recently gave them the largest pay increase in the history of the municipality. This is long overdue. This serves in both recognition and an incentive in a very competitive labor market. The Anchorage Fire Department also received a substantial fleet upgrade, but even more impressive is their improved cardiac arrest survival rate, a testament to their skill and their commitment. I can think of few statistics more assuring to citizens than knowing that if you call 911 because of a cardiac event, our paramedics have a proven track record of improving your chances of surviving it. On the wildfire prevention front, the $4 million United States Forest Service Wildfire Mitigation Grant speaks to our proactive approach to protecting our community from natural disasters. Now on to the Port of Alaska. One achievement that has been years in the making is finally securing funding to repair and modernize the Port of Alaska, which is our economic lifeline. Under my administration, we have acquired more grant money for this project than any other administration, a whopping $270 million and counting. This funding will provide the backbone of the upgrades that will modernize our port for decades to come. My partnership with our congressional delegation and my recent meeting with Transportation Secretary Buttigieg was a pivotal step towards securing continued federal support and investment in our infrastructure. And I would really like to thank Assembly Chair Chris Constant for helping with that. Though we sometimes disagree with our federal partners on policy, we welcome opportunities to work with them on critical issues like making sure the people of the state of Alaska have uninterrupted access to the critical goods, to include food, that they need. Remember, 90% of all goods and food that are imported into Alaska come across the docks at the Port of Alaska. In more good news, I joined the community in celebrating the return of one of the city's most iconic buildings, the Sullivan Arena. Along a cornerstone of our community, it is set to reopen in early 2024, promising a rejuvenated venue for sports, entertainment, and events that bring us together and make Anchorage a very vibrant city. I look forward to cheering on our local hockey teams and attending concerts and trade shows with all of you very soon. Now, it seems like just yesterday we were talking about a potential natural gas shortage in Cook Inlet, going so far as to prepare for rolling blackouts. Fortunately, our state legislature acted quickly back in 2010 to ensure more drilling activity in Cook Inlet, and it worked. New companies invested in Alaska, particularly our good friends at Hillport. Oil and gas production surged, and we enjoyed energy security for years. But now, 10 years later or more, we are back at it. As the aging Cook Inlet Basin becomes even more challenging for oil and gas companies to operate in, we once again face a serious natural gas shortage in the very near coming years. We can't solve this incredibly complex problem alone. So I'm collaborating with Governor Dunleavy, Anchorage's legislative delegation, and local utilities to ensure our energy security, and that's a mission that is paramount for the future of our prosperity. Moving forward, we must diversify our energy mix. Most importantly, we will support policies that ensure our cities keep the lights on and the heat on, especially in winter. Our team will be actively engaged in the energy conversation that is sure to dominate the upcoming legislative session. I can assure you, Anchorage's voice will be heard in that conversation. As a Chamber of Commerce, your members are deeply invested in the local economy. Let me first say thank you to the business owners and their employees who keep innovating to put Anchorage's economy on an exciting upward trend. So let's start for a moment with the shining star, which is our tourism industry. Thanks largely to the talents of the team over at Visit Anchorage, the year 2023 was a record-breaking year for local tourism. The heart of our city, downtown Anchorage, is finally emerging from the challenges we faced during the pandemic, undergoing a renaissance with the establishment of the Mushing District and significant business developments that bring energy and vitality to our urban core. People are coming back to downtown Anchorage. Parking is up nearly 30% compared to last year, and the trend continues to rise. Watching thousands of people flock back to downtown to take in world-class productions like Hamilton is a reminder of how our city's core can come alive with energy and excitement. We're also excited to welcome Santos, formerly known as Oil Search, as they move their growing workforce into the stunning new office building on 5th Avenue next to the Egan Center. More people on the streets of downtown will provide a welcome shot in the arm for our small businesses in the downtown core who look forward to meeting the many needs of their hundreds of employees. Employment figures tell a story of success. Landmark projects like Northlink Aviation's new cargo terminal breaking ground at Ted Stevens International Airport just several weeks ago, and global power players like Amazon building new facilities within the municipality, putting hundreds of residents to work, is proof that Anchorage is a place where corporations want to do business. Of course, we remain ever mindful of who pays the bills for the city services we all need and enjoy, and that is the taxpayer. Our fiscal responsibility has led to a budget that not only adds $1.5 million to snowplow and removal contracts, but also ensures that both APD and AFD are fully funded. I delivered a budget that is $12 million under the tax cap, providing tangible relief to taxpayers and setting the precedent for prudent financial management. In review, Anchorage has realized a remarkable growth and success under very difficult circumstances. As the city continues to rebound from the pandemic, we continue to make great strides to improve the diversity of our workforce. Minorities now make up over 20% of municipal employees, with an increase of representation of over 4% in just 2023, ensuring that our municipal workforce reflects the rich cultural tapestry of Anchorage. The Downtown Transit Center move is progressing well, marking another step in our continual effort to improve our city's infrastructure. As we look ahead, it is evident that while we made incredible progress, much more work remains to be done, and I am up to that task. With your support and that of our many partners, both public and private, I am confident the state of our city will grow stronger, our communities more vibrant, and our future brighter than ever before. Thank you very much.